Hi, I welcome you all to the Crypto Singh Show, and my name is Gunpreet Singh, and we talk about Bitcoin, NFTs, Metaverse, everything on this show every single day. What's happening with the Bitcoin market, with the Ethereum market? We are gonna dive deep into it and see what's happening with the market and what is market going to do, what's the next move for the market. So let's find out in this show what the markets are about to do and why tomorrow is such an important day. So let's dive deep into it and understand what's happening tomorrow. Before we do that, please do like, share, and subscribe. What's happening with the Bitcoin pricing? Now we've been stagnant, and 19,500 we bounced back, and I did tweet about this that I'm going to be taking a long around 19,500, but around 20,500 I took my long off, because try and understand, I have been saying this multiple times, we are in a bear market and these are bull cycles, or you could say relief rallies. Now these rallies don't last long, so those green or the percentage increase that you see are very short-lived in a bear market. In a bull market, the bears are very short-lived, but in a bear market, bulls are short-lived, and in a bull market, bears are short-lived. So that's how these markets work. So you gotta take quick profits as soon as possible and get out of the trades. Well, now what's happening is very interesting, because we've entered a month which is the red month, which is known as the September. Now going back into the history, let's understand why September. September has been the worst month for Bitcoin in all its years. Now, is this some coincidence that we are back in September, and it's again one of those months where I think I can see a bloodbath coming in? And I've been saying since a long time, my predictions haven't changed, that the bottom isn't in, and I think this month might be the month where the bottoms would be in. Now why do I say that the bottom will be in is also I'm backing with some data, because tomorrow is an important day for the US because there's a job data coming up. Now why this job data is important is because US said we are not in a recession technically because of the job, and job data has been good. Now tomorrow comes the job data. Now if the job data comes bad, so you are basically, the US is technically in a recession, and therefore the recession would mean that we're again going to go down in prices, people are going to panic sell. Now saying that, the Fed will again increase the interest rates next month, which would be by 0.75 basis point or 0.5 basis point. My point of view, I think the Fed will increase by 0.50 basis point. Now eventually, if they don't increase, they have to print the notes. Now to kill the inflation, they have to increase. Well, the job data, is it so important? Well, the job data is not so important. All of these things are not important. Now the important factor is why it's all dependent on tomorrow is because then you're technically in a recession. Now how would Fed react to this recession? The point is not that you'll increase the interest rates or you'll do something else. The point is, how will you get out of the recession is something really interesting to see. Now what measures the Fed would take after that? We know the rate hikes are going to come. 0.5 I think would be because I don't think the 0.75 would really be suitable for the US government, which everyone has been saying that they might increase by 0.75, but I personally think 0.50 would be the basis point that they will increase the prices. Now once they increase those prices again, so that would be around 20th of September. So I think maybe between 15th to 25th of September, we might see a bottom in. And this bottom, where it could be? Well, I've done a bit of analysis also. Now why September is again a blood September, or is a red September for Bitcoin in the past history also. So if you actually see from top to bottom in all the three cycles, if you actually see, the first cycle was around 167 days, the other was around 364 days, the other was around 407 days. So if I actually take an average of all these three, so the date that actually comes is around 20th September that we would bottom in. I'm just taking an average of the previous cycles. That's one thing, but of course this does not back the data as much, because these are just these are previous cycles, and it's just a history which can be changed at any, it's every cycle is a new cycle. I mean, the first bear cycle was around 167 days, the next was 400 some days, and the third one was actually 364 days. So there's a quite of a huge variation around the days, but I'm just generally saying. And September always, statistically, it's always been the red month for Bitcoin. So always you've seen downfalls coming in September, and I don't think this is any sheer coincidence that we have inflation numbers, we have job data, we have recession, we have everything coming in September. So I think September might be the month. I was saying October, November, because if I see the markets are getting weaker day by day, and I thought that we might prolong it till October, November, but it doesn't seem like it. Still, it's around September 20th, it might just shift a bit, but I think around this time you would find that after this base point hike of inflation data, the Fed, I think that is when the markets would really come down again. But that's one theory. The other would be the prices. What is the bottom of the Bitcoin we're looking at? Well, if we average out all the three cycles and the bottom percentages that we've done, so the percentage or the price that comes in for this cycle's bottom is around 14,500. I've been predicting around 14,000, which could be possible. Now 14,500 is something that I would be looking for, around 15,000. So after 19,000, every 3,000 you should keep buying it. Saying that, how one should strategize in this bear market, well, I'm gonna make another video for it, how one should put money into it. And it's not important to keep looking into the bottoms. These are just for the short-term trades that we do, or for short-term kind of movements that because short-term trade does not mean a huge percentage of your portfolio. It always means the least percentage of your portfolio. Please try and understand. These are just short-term trades, and none of the people, actually all the YouTubers, keep saying that they've lost. If you actually see a lot of these YouTubers, they do an online trade, online as in live trade, and they share it with everyone, and there's so many times that they do win, but there are so many times that they lose about, say, 3 million, 4 million of dollars. So I mean, just look into that also. So these are just short-term trades, but for short-term, this is what we're looking at. This is where the markets are heading to. And also not just Bitcoin, it would be gold, equity. All the markets are right now under the pressure of this data, which is absolutely important, coming out tomorrow. Do look into it, what's happening with that. And gold, I think 1690 should be the level where it should bounce back, around 1690, 1695. That should be the level it should bounce back, but everything is under pressure right now. Everything would be stagnant depending on tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very important day. So let's see what the job data it tells us, and what this data will be all about. Is it going to be negative, positive, or we're going to stay as we are? But right now, so there is enough bearish sentiments in the market right now, so people aren't going long. So I don't see the Bitcoin price moving too fast up. So it all depends on tomorrow, and we'll make a special video again tomorrow on what has happened, and what has the announcement actually been done. But saying that, you'll obviously see those movements in the market itself when the announcement is made. As soon as the announcement is made, you would see green or red, and I think you'll get to know that is it positive or negative. But to elaborate on what the government has said and how they're going to react to it is what we're going to be making a video on. So I thank you all for watching, and do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. Signing off, Gunpreet Singh from the Crypto Singh Show. Take care.